All right, what's up, everyone? Mike Lowe here, and jumping back into franchise, we are in the 2023 season here with the Lions, our third season, and we're going to be doing quite a few things here, kind of franchise related, but really the big focus just gameplay, letting people ask questions if they have them either live or later on. I do have the chat up, so go ahead and leave questions, and I'll see those pop on the screen, and hopefully not throw an interception when they do pop up. But I mentioned too just a few franchise tips as well as some dev trait upgrades, which I'm pretty excited to show you here. Of course, we've gone through two now real life draft classes here in this franchise. The Lions have won two in a row. We're at 3-4 now, actually facing the 3-4 Chiefs, who have the number one pass offense, number one offense overall in the league. They are a pretty tough team there, top 5 passing and rushing touchdowns. So they score a lot. Number one third down team. Definitely a little tricky there. But they have a pretty bad defense, right? And our defense has actually been a little bit better. We're number 2 in sacks right now in the league. So a lot of coverage sacks happening here, but also with really, really big focus in this last offseason with upgrading that pass rush. Overall, defense still pretty bad. Offense pretty bad. Still pretty bad team. But again, 1-2 in a row. We'll take it. We're 3-4. You can see there on the right hand, kind of middle part there at the Bears going 5-2 so far. That's our one division loss. We've beaten the Packers, led by Malik Willis, as I kind of retired Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady from the league. But Malik Willis leads the Packers, and I forget who the Vikings quarterback is now. He's a rookie. We just kind of had a battle of rookies. Let me go check that. Armstrong or Anderson or something like that. I'm trying to remember now. He's had a pretty good year. He threw at least one, I think just one interception against us here. Max Johnson. So out of LSU, played pretty well, has had a pretty decent year for them. Comes in as a star dev. I forget when he was drafted overall. But again, there 12 touchdowns, 7 picks. He did throw a pick against us last week. First round, 27th overall by the Vikings. So, speaking of quarterbacks, you probably just saw a little spoiler there. So let me just jump in and take a look at that. But we do have some dev trait upgrades. 2 of my 3 hidden dev traits from the last draft have been revealed. So Bryce Young comes in as a superstar. Super pumped about that. We took him number 2 overall. Again, big shout out to Sports Gaming Rosters for the really awesome draft classes. 2 years in a row, 2 seasons in a row, I should say. They've been really good. They've played out really well, and they're really well balanced. Again, like Bryce Young, top quarterback taken, but he's not guaranteed X factor or anything like that. So, and it was pretty close between him and C.J. Stroud, who was the top quarterback. But Bryce Young definitely looked to be the better one for me so far, especially as we saw the other one come in. I don't want to completely spoil it, but C.J. Stroud not as impressive as Bryce Young for sure. Got picked up by the Eagles. So the other one, a lot of people were excited if you watched the draft video. O'Cyrus Torrence, not a huge surprise. We got him in the 3rd round, so we were pretty pumped that he came in and was a hidden dev trait. But the second pick in the 3rd round comes in as a star player. We just couldn't be more happy. The guy's super athletic. It's really cool to see too. And this is kind of starting to kind of bleed into some of the tips I have is, making sure you're running an offense that fits your players. This guy's a really athletic guard. And I've noticed a big difference on like pull plays, running plays with him. Where I can really see him get out. He gets in front of my running backs where some of those slower guards kind of get in the way and kind of clog up your running backs. Got to make sure you're asking the right guys to do those sort of moves. So 99 strength plus 4 is, first off, ridiculous. But lead blocker, 84. Run block finesse is a big one, right? 83. So again, he's able to kind of move around and get out there. Acceleration, 85. Again, really, really key. His agility and speed aren't that good, but again, that acceleration is such a big thing, especially for a dude, pun intended, who's that big. 6'5", 332. So total monster there out of ULL. We are still waiting on a dev trait reveal, which might happen here with the 12th overall pick in the draft. He's 33 plays away from getting that BJ Ojulari. He's played pretty well for us so far. Had 2 sacks his first game of the year. He had a sack and a half last week, so he's up to 4.5 sacks as a rookie. 11 tackles for losses. He's just been a really explosive player off the edge. So I'm really excited. I think I don't know what he's going to be. It wouldn't surprise me if he is an X factor. We'll have to see though. He's up to a 75. Maybe he's just a star, kind of in line with where Torrance is. But either way, really, really happy with the last draft. Definitely had a better second draft than I did the first draft. But yeah, it's looking good. I some of the tips I wanted to talk about really quick before we jump into gameplay, because I'm noticing these a lot. And I get a lot of people asking about the sliders, saying things like, hey, I'm not seeing enough of this, or like, it's impossible, I can't do this, and this isn't happening. There's so many variables. Like, guys, a slider set is really, really difficult, first off, to balance for that many different people who are using different teams with different players, with different ratings, different coaching staffs with different quirks and talent trees and things like this. All of these things come into play. And that's one of the big reasons why I created that Madden app this year, the slider app, where you could go in and adjust your own sliders kind of based off of your gameplay, because I'm noticing a big difference now. We hired an offensive coordinator. Our offense is still pretty rough, but this guy, some of his different talent tree quirks, or whatever these are called, have helped the offense move the ball around. I'm also noticing some big differences as I've really started this year to focus on our defensive coordinator that we did retain. And again, I'm seeing, even just in the last game or so that I've had some of these now activated, I'm seeing big differences in the way my cornerbacks are playing, right? So if you're like, oh, my cornerbacks are just standing there, this game's broken, there's a fair argument for that, for sure. I truthfully think the talent tree is kind of corny. It's kind of a corny way to suddenly make your players like, oh, here I am in the NFL, I don't know how to play football, but now I know because of your talent tree. So I totally agree with those arguments, but you have to understand, too, how the game's made. It's a game, guys. They're trying to make it sort of these kind of gamification elements, these badging elements, and these achievement things that you're trying to unlock. And it's stuff you've seen all kinds of games. Crusader Kings, it doesn't matter what you're playing. There's different things that are unlocking. These talent trees are not unique to Madden by any stretch. But they matter, just like in those games, right? They are quirks, they are benefits to your team that make a really big difference. So before you kind of throw your game out the window or delete it off your hard drive, make sure you understand that, of how some of these different badges and whatnot work, because it matters. Another thing is, too, knowing your players. We looked at that guard, but really knowing your quarterback. I see so many people throwing interceptions, and you look at the rating, it's like, well, yeah, your dude's got like a 71 deep accuracy rating, and you're wondering why he's just chucking the ball, and he's got 87 arm strength, and you're trying to just lob stuff up here like it's a mutt lobby. It's not going to work, right? So you need to know your team. You need to know your opponent's team. I'm not going to bore you with that, but I can tell you that Kansas City is, of course, very high-powered offense. Travis Kelce's out for this game. Their defense is pretty rough. They have a very, very good, strong defensive tackle, so we're trying to avoid him. But still, running the ball up the middle is the best friend of a rookie quarterback, and that's still our game plan, regardless of their best player being a defensive tackle. Their secondary has had a terrible time all year covering anybody, it seems like. Their linebackers are pretty average. Their defense is just not very good. So at the same time, we're not expecting to keep up with them, right? They have the best offense in the league. We have a rookie quarterback. So running the ball still, it's kind of old school, but it's what we've been doing to kind of help Bryce Young along this year. Can kind of give you an update on his stats here through 7 games. It's not gorgeous by any means. He's a rookie quarterback, but he's done okay. And I think the sliders have done a really good job of giving us a realistic experience. So he's thrown 7 interceptions in 7 games, 3 of which came in 1 game. He didn't throw an interception until I think week 3, and then he threw 3 that week. So, it's very up or down. But 79.1 for a rookie, that's still pretty decent. He's been sacked 12 times. So again, that's not bad at all. That's less than 2 times a game. Completion percentage 60. It's a little bit low. Yards per average 6.9. But again, rookie, first half of his rookie season. So I'm pretty happy with Bryce Young. He's converted some key third downs with his legs. And I think we're doing okay. Again, he still doesn't have great tools to really work with here. Chris Olave, who was our 10th pick in the draft 2 years ago, in 2022's draft, he's been a really nice player. He's had some explosive plays, but he's going to just be kind of a wide receiver 2 most of his career, I'm thinking. So, but still pretty good, right? He's coming along okay, but without having that release, he's kind of a guy that's really relegated to the slot most plays. But he can certainly get open if there's a mismatch against linebackers. So again, all of this just to kind of say, know your team, right? There's a reason I'm trying to run the ball. It's because of my offensive line. There's a reason why I'm trying to focus on TJ Hawkinson, because he's by far the best guy we have as far as the passing game is concerned. So, knowing your team, right? Our defense doesn't really have anybody to write home about aside from Daron Payne, who hasn't been a huge factor this year, but the corners are starting to play a lot better. And again, we've unlocked a lot of different quirks in regards to development. So instead of just developing 3 players in weekly training, my team's able to do 6, right? So I have 6 dudes that are part of that developmental training. And in a bad team that's rebuilding, those are just key things that you want to do. So anywho, we're going to jump into gameplay. It showed you kind of the dev teasers there at the beginning, and we'll see BJ Ojulari, I should say. It's a tongue twister of a name. BJ Ojulari, I believe, right? We're going to see his dev trait here after the game, maybe, hopefully. Yeah, BJ Ojulari, there he is. So yeah, 33 plays away as I showed. I didn't show you his ratings here in case you're curious to see how he's developed so far. But yeah, he's been pretty good. So see if the Lions can win 3 in a row. It's going to be tough. We are home. I'm sorry, we're on the road, so even tougher. But let's jump in. Let's play. Hey guys, if you got questions about things, you want to share how your franchise is going, let me know. Always curious to hear. Checking out the X Factors, of course. I mean, I don't even need to read Patrick Mahomes is here. He's just going to be scary to play against. There's Chris Jones, who we're going to try to avoid much as we can. Tyrann Matthew, same thing there. But with his strong safety, it's more just kind of avoiding him maybe a little bit more in the run game, but certainly he can still knock a lot of balls loose. So, and Bryce Young shows up for the first time. I didn't even look at his traits. I forgot to look at his traits. This is the first time. So, inside Deadeye, passers with this ability of perfect accuracy on all throws inside the numbers. Well, that's going to be useful. I wonder if that's with the sliders being adjusted. Roaming Deadeye, passers with this ability of perfect accuracy on all unpressured throws while their feet are set outside of the pocket. Okay, and I don't edit these. I don't adjust these. Very cool. So accuracy is going to be a nice friend of ours here. So, and I assume that those don't kick in until you've revealed the dev trait. I don't know for sure, but
it's week 8 of the NFL, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Lions and the Chiefs next on EA Sports.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here in KC as their beloved Chiefs took the field, and they are set to match up with the Detroit Lions. Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taken in at the 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What the columnists write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious that that'll help them win.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 18 carries, 81 yards.
They've won 2 straight games. They've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
2nd and 5.
Oops.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful.
It's a third guy right there.
I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Back to throw here. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Nick Bolton there on the tackle. This defense for the Chiefs, they put together a strong effort.
Watch the pulling right guard here.
And no matter what
Osiris Torrance there will be pulling.
It always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the
See how he gets out there so much quicker.
It's hard for people to understand just how
Such a difference. The dude's a beast.
Especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Same thing. Going to be following Cyrus out to the right here. Look at that. Dude, his 2 blocks on that drive were key. One big reception by Bryce Young.
His second touchdown on the season. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And
look sharp minus the wrong button I pushed on the first pass of the game.
Do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there. That nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
What a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. He's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
No Travis Kelce was hurt. No Tyreek Hill, who signed with the Packers. So a little bit of a different Chiefs team.
The Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's caught left side by the tight end Gray. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. Going deep this time for Miller. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Get him stopped.
Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
Mahomes now on 1st down. He's going to find his tight end Gray complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 7 yards, the pickup there. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
And again, it's Mahomes. The throw right side,
Mismatch.
taken in by the tight end, Gray.
Ojulari not good in coverage, but
His first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, the gap man coverage
tried to wait as long as I could at the blitz coming. Just trying to let him get a little separation, but oof, yeah, he just came straight through clean. Backup right tackle and missed his block. Yeah.
Report on
Good
these
play.
DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is fielded at the 27. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to loft one. Deep left side.
Killing us.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So they'll get nothing out of that play. And it'll be 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Mahomes going to throw. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. A gain of 6 there on first. Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes. These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Going to throw deep for the end zone.
Oh, come on.
Touchdown,
damn.
Chiefs.
That's ridiculous.
A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver.
I was actually trying to bait him even into that throw. I thought I had it, and I thought I had enough time. Oh, yeah. That's just a hell of a throw. Jeez. Whew. I don't even know if I would have just tried to tap it. Yeah, there's no way. Wow, what a throw.
Maybe sometimes the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Bucker on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time?
What's up, Roger? I don't know if they work for CPU. You'd have to try it. I've had a lot of people ask. I've never tried. Maybe. You'd make a lot of people's day by finding out. Had a lot of people ask. But dude, if you're gonna play CPU versus CPU, just play like front office football or something else. Man, is not a good sim, dude.
This is Swift. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. So
again, pulling guard here.
1st and 10.
There's a weird blitz coming from that side, though. Nope.
He'll look to throw here. Flush to his right.
Hey, I used his quirk. Perfect accuracy outside the pocket. I didn't have my feet set, though, so I don't like to do that. I do think I get when if you do that too often, it's kind of cheesy. But let me kind of show you what I was looking at. So I thought they were bringing a blitz here on the left. 35 to not blitz. It was man-to-man, and so my next look was to Hawkinson, and he was open. But again, by the time I kind of looked, I looked there, and I didn't really think that was. I mean, again, this is really not that open in Madden, right? To throw that far across. I mean, 33, who knows? And so felt the pressure coming there and just kind of rolled and nowhere to really go. The only thing I could really possibly do is just try to lob it into him. So I just tried to lead away from the 2 defenders, figured worst case incomplete. But he made a really nice throw. So big it, Bryce Young coming to play.
In recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get
comfortable from the back, got lucky.
And to make plays under that type of duress.
So their defensive, or I guess he wasn't. I thought their defensive tackle was on the sideline there, but he was not. He just didn't have a start or anything.
Here's a handoff to Swift, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison.
Dude, why do you get hung up on your own dude?
escape. And that is not going to get it done.
Might go for
a
this.
loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
I'm not trying to spam that at all. They're just bringing those blitzes, and I mean that's the read on a blitz.
Back to the running game with Swift. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a
So
really
Hockenson has
nice
that
job
linebacker
standing
one-on-one.
up.
If I looked at him, I'm sorry, Hockenson going to come underneath.
Back to throw.
No, either way, he's wide open.
Finds his target. It's Schultz. And in for the Lions touchdown. Dalton Schultz.
The third tight end. Or no, I'm sorry, second tight end.
On the year. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing
The only
up.
trick with that is just don't throw it too hard.
Weapon he is at the tight end spot.
Sometimes I have missed
because when they
receivers
throw in
on
the
reads
football
like that.
downfield,
Get too
they count
excited.
on him getting
Plenty of
additional
space, just
yards
kind of
almost every
set it in there
time.
for him.
And that's exactly what he did there.
It was a
Caught
big
that,
blitz there.
ran with it,
Easy read.
all the way to the end zone.
Extra point safely through. And we are tied here in the second quarter. A 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
Lions hanging in there with the Chiefs. I guess we're both 3 and 4 though, so maybe it's
A
not.
couple yards deep.
Doesn't mean as much as it usually does.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Trying to keep some pressure on
Casey
Mahomes here.
offense
They're
out
a
of
pretty
the
good
huddle, ready
offensive
for the
line,
next
so
drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll take
Job,
us up
D.
only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll swing this
oh, he didn't
one
get
to
it.
Edwards-Helaire.
He's short.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot.
Oh, hold on to the ball,
They
TJ.
try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson.
Oh, what a catch.
It's caught inside the 10. And this will set them up nicely deep down at KC territory.
Took a chance there, single coverage. Again, their corners aren't good. And again, I was talking earlier, one of the tips, just kind of scouting your opponents and knowing I'm not really all that scared of their corners. And with press coverage, I was really just trying to run guys off to let DeAndre Swift come out, but he was going to be covered tightly. And so again, nobody was really open. He had a step. That was just an absolute perfect ball. Huge play.
There for Detroit. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's
see what we got over here.
Just outside the 5.
Double team him.
Here's Swift.
Oof.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Looking to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Definitely not comfortable throwing anything right there.
Touchdown run. And
let's see what we saw here. There was a few windows, but on 2nd and 5. And again, I'm not trying to just roll out, but I mean, you just kind of roll with the play design, which is to the right. And again, that pressure is coming. Our left guard's having that was their center today. But the left side of the line's having a little bit of trouble today. I kind of had Olave. I don't know what he was doing. He's like blocking out there, number 19. And that's way too tight a coverage. I guess, yeah, I had Olave, but yeah, not worth. There's so many dudes around in Madden. That's way too risky to throw. So.
Broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 21-14. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. You know, normally he's probably happy with how he's playing. He's playing pretty well, but in the second quarter, you look up your team's losing. I don't think any quarterback's satisfied.
Not at all, and what they're really seeking is how do I play even better and inspire my teammates to do exactly the same in order for us to get back on top on the scoreboard. That's when you find out you have a quarterback. If they're just satisfied with their stat line,
they're not really a leader.
Not at all. You just have a guy playing the position.
On 2nd and 12, Mahomes, and he will find his man on the end route, complete. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes taking a deep shot here for Hardman.
Yes.
Double team, and
my first user pick in a long time.
Edwards picks it off, and the Lions will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any. But
a crazy game. I was not expecting this. So first read Hawkinson, Swift if the linebackers man-to-man. Otherwise we'll look to St. Brown probably in this play.
And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Ooh, held it. So momentum helped me on that play, so it seems.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation.
Robinson otherwise will flood it.
Sudden
left.
Get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And
ooh,
he
Bryce Young.
Inside
Hell of a half.
35-yard line.
Good for TJ here on the right.
Right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Ah, throw it away. Oh, jeez. Come on.
And I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
It's such a Madden. I just jinxed my quarterback, too.
The defense.
No, it's my fault for spamming my rollouts to the right here. But not really, right? That's the. I mean, I was trying to hang in there. That blitz came. There's just nobody open. Like I had a couple hot reads there, but just nothing. So I just tried to to throw it away. Oh, he's down. He should be down. They're going to review that.
Ultimately got to him before he could get rid of.
What the hell? Review that. Oh, that's unbelievable. He was totally down.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit
They get the ball at the
teammates.
half.
He's well on his way to a 100-yard game.
I mean,
He's
really conservative here. Really conservative.
What I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense
no
of
flag
where
on
they
that?
are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated.
They're just going to run it here. Try to get rid of their timeouts at least.
He's been working well towards 100 here. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. This is taken at the 18. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt, with 7 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. So, well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all?
Same game plan seems to be working.
For the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
Meanwhile, Mahomes throw into the hands here of Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down. Now it's Mahomes again. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, Mahomes. He's going to find his tight end, Gray, complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again on second down. Mahomes.
Nice throw.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way. And able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done. And for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
Edwards-Helaire. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. To throw, it's Mahomes.
Oh,
And it's
wow.
intercepted.
So much for Ojulari not having a
50, 30, the 20.
not being a good in coverage.
And they will finally get
Wow.
to him, but a great return has set him up first and goal at the 5.
That's 4 picks in our last 3 games.
Real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
Ooh, boy, picked a good game to have his dev trade revealed after the game.
Third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And now they are in prime position, first and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points. Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Here's Swift. And the closes quickly here. He can find only to
Lorenzo or Evan Neal's block here was so good that he like threw the guy into me. Yeah, you can't really see it. Oh, maybe not.
second and goal from inside the 5.
So Schultz is the first read here, Hawkinson, and maybe Robinson.
They'll set up to throw.
Oh, good D. There it is, tight coverage there.
That's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Their goal line coverage is really tight. They just dropped everybody back. I didn't think anybody got open, really. There's like little moments like Hawkinson, but I mean, that's so far. That middle linebacker's going to knock that down. And they just let me walk in. That guy's just sitting there. So, again, I'm not trying to spam it. This is his first game all year. He's had 2 rushing touchdowns. It's wide open.
His third touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
Boy, that was, again, tips earlier, right? The last couple games I've made some big improvements with our defensive coordinator, the staff talent tree, and massive improvement to the way our defense plays. And this is against the number 1 offense here in 2023. So, a lot of time left, though.
And now here comes Kansas City. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense
Boy, momentum matters a great deal on both sides of the ball. And it matters for both teams.
Now Mahomes.
Oh,
and that is incomplete.
Playing terrible.
Oh, he did everything but hold into it, but a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th
What is
down.
going on with the Chiefs?
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Pulled in at the 24. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
Big seam there, too.
You did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
I knew there was a blitz, but the only throw I was comfortable making was on the right-hand side. Let's see if anything else opened up. Everything on the left was pretty tight. Yeah, everything was tight. So single coverage there, and I threw that way earlier than I wanted to on that comeback. They're doing a good job picking up the blitz. That right tackle's had a terrible game. Or is that Sewell back in? Yeah, that's Sewell back in. I don't know what his deal is. Yeah, they just brought more guys than we could block. It wouldn't have really mattered much. I guess maybe I should have just gone to Swift right there. Yeah.
And it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
See if we can get Hawkinson to open up.
They're going to look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkins.
20-yard gain. 4th and inches.
They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. In lieu of the sneak on 4th and inches, they just say, give it to the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, fullback no less. Not many of those left in the NFL, but for those that have one, perfect time to use them, perfect time to get it done.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Back to throw here. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Crush that.
Let's go. Do it. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked for someone else, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Mahomes now to throw. Completes it to Hardman. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That's caught left side by the tight end Gray.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Mahomes now on first down. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Daron Payne forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
No idea what's going on in this game. It's crazy.
To go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing on second and long. Mahomes. He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before
third and long, blitzing Mahomes every time. Try to give him as little time as possible.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh gosh, it still doesn't matter.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. And what are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
To throw again on second down. Mahomes on the right side. This is Miller. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Noah Gray with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
You got it figured out by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Butker now to add the extra point. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. This will be fielded inside the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep, because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever. Vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love?
4 verts.
4 verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep, and for him to show off that big, big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down. Once again, it's Swift. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 85 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. The Lions on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides.
Had Hawkinson, but again, just with him kind of trailing towards the defense, if he just ran straight up the field, I would have thrown it, but it's too risky. Everyone else was covered.
Second and 7.
Probably just look for Swift underneath once Hawkinson pops open.
He'll look to throw. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Ooh.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. He'll be stopped at the...
Just looking at my drift here. Yeah, drifting to the right, but again, that's where the pressure is coming from, so just try to keep myself honest, but boy, Jonah Jackson's had some trouble today. So Sewell did well in that play. But there was traffic around that, but luckily the game kept it honest and didn't have some superhuman reaction. Their coverage is tight for being a bad defense.
35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. This a big play for both sides.
Oh, it's 3rd down. Jeez,
Here, 3rd and 4. They'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in?
Okay.
Yes, he got them both down.
So I only looked at 2 early. My first look was just to kind of watch the defense blitz, and they did not. And so then I looked to my short routes here to see if we had one-on-one with Olave, because he's my best short route runner, but that coverage was tight. So then I looked to see what Hawkinson was doing and saw him turning into a lot of what looked like green space and just threw it out into that green space. So again, leading away from the defender.
And that's good enough for a first down.
And that might have just won us the game. Trying to get rid of these timeouts by them. Take our field goal.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift, he'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy.
Oops.
Say, guess what? You drop this one.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Coach wants us to pass? Try to be honest with the
so the Lions
coach calls, but all right.
As we welcome you back, they're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Should have Hawkinson here.
They'll look to throw. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout.
It's very Madden-esque that we didn't just easily just turn that upfield and get a first down. So with that corner, I knew the corner was going to take the running back, and there was no one even near Hockenson on this, so it was just easy. Just waited for it to develop a little bit. And then again, I guess it was thrown behind him a little, but I mean, just how long it takes to like turn upfield. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Almost fumbles, everything else. Very Madden-ish. Why does he want me to go for this? You crazy? Not even I'm that aggressive.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So after 4 touchdowns in the game.
What is this? I must have... What is going on here? I don't know what just happened. I've never had that accidentally pop up.
The kickoff unit is out on the field.
Let's not pull a Buffalo Bills here now.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Should be good.
Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 10. A minute 52 to play. Mahomes will throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Gray. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Oh, jeez.
Pass complete to Edwards-Helaire.
Keep that clock ticking.
Get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Oh, how ridiculous.
And Mahomes going to hustle him up to the line here. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers and bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said. It actually comes true. It's
not concerned about downs really at this point in the game, just more yardage and time.
Looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Mahomes. Going to throw right side here, complete. Then he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a big play there for the Chiefs. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Mahomes. And the throw on the sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes.
Oh, he had it. That was a hell of a catch.
Everything coming from up above.
Coverage wasn't bad either.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a...
Yeah.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it.
Close. I think he dragged it, though.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone. And not just the
hey, Doug, the sliders are good, man. Yeah, you're welcome. The MLB slider machine, or the slider app there. If you're curious to check that out, simsportsgaming.com. There's a app I built for MLB The Show and Madden that will kind of set your sliders based on your statistical output. But yeah, Doug, thanks for checking it out. Thanks to you. But yeah, the sliders are okay. I mean, they're. I'm very happy with the sliders. I'm just never really all that happy with Madden, of course.
So still a little over seconds to go.
But if we get this, this would be so Lions to not get this. Just lay down, dude. Oh my gosh, 3 wins in a row for the Lions. I don't think I've won more than 3 games in a season yet this year with this team. 2021, 22, and now 23. This will be the most wins I think we had, I think. I feel like we won 3 both years. Maybe I won 5 the first one? I forget. Dude, why are we not just... Oh, because they still have timeouts, right? Eh, we can still nail it, though. It's not going to matter. This game is over. What were their quirks, by the way? Away team, audibles, home team. Huh. Alright.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts.
I wish there was like a kind of scramble back for a second and then take a knee. You know, it's not going to matter here, but if you had like 43 seconds, it might have mattered.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big fourth quarter.
Yeah, that is the game. I'm not even going to come out because I don't want to get a penalty. So, Lions won 3 in a row. I am really excited to see the B.J. Ojulari dev trait reveal after this. He had a pick, almost a pick 6 in this game. Not quite. Returned it probably 80-something yards, though. We know Bryce Young, number 2 overall pick, superstar dev trait, probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. We could probably see that as well after this game.
So this one's over. It's a win.
3 wins in a row, a 3-point win.
I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing
against the number 1 offense in the league. Unreal.
They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy.
Starting to take shape, though. This team's getting better.
To coaches prior to a game and assessed, you know, the strengths, the weaknesses.
I haven't heard anything. You mean like regarding MLB, or you said have you heard anything encouraging?
This is really a 7-point.
I'm guessing you're saying anything encouraging about MLB The Show. I haven't heard anything other than that the game. Like, isn't there like a rumor that the game might be delayed because of the MLB lockout that happened or something? Or I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. So. But not losing any sleep over it.
Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they fall 2
Gosh,
games
Mahomes, I mean, 400 yards, 80%, and he lost.
They will get a home date next week against
That's bonkers.
the Los Angeles Chargers.
I mean, it's not like our offense was lights out. I mean, our defense just got home today. Sacks, had a few picks. Lucky to win this game. They were good on 3rd down. I don't know how we won this game. It's just turnovers. They had time of possession on us. Bryce Young had his best game, though. Glad you guys got to see that live. 128.7. 13 of 19, 239 yards. Very kind of game-managing type game. 2 rushing touchdowns, but not so much game managing. 12.5 yards per attempt. That's phenomenal. Mahomes also played well, but the 2 turnovers really killed him. One of them in the red zone. I mean, they would have beat us. DeAndre Swift got his touches, got his yards. Not a bad game at all. I was pass predict almost every down against them, so that definitely helped too. They just didn't want to run the ball. So Bryce Young, 6 rushes, 2 of those touchdowns. He did fumble. It's annoying. Again, they didn't do much there. Boy, Zay Flowers had a game for them. 12 catches, 176 yards. Second-year player out of Boston College. 2 touchdowns. Damn. Noah Gray filling in for Travis Kelce. 2 touchdowns as well. They had 2 drops. Let's see the Lions here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 3 for 43. Marcus Robinson, 3 for 99. Nice game for him. Hawkinson, 3 for 41. We spread the ball around. DeAndre Swift, 2 catches for 27. Dalton Schultz, the touchdown grab, wide open, 25-yarder. Olave just 1. Pretty quiet game for him. 1 drop by Hawkinson. I know we got sacked. We sacked them, definitely. Oh yeah, just once. Deron Payne gets home. 2 picks though. BJ Ulari, huge pick. Returned 89 yards, not a touchdown. And then my first user interception of the year, Mike Edwards. Who'd have thought I picked off Patrick Mahomes? So, free safety brings one home on a pretty risky throw over the middle there that we were able to, a deep throw over the middle. But that was our game plan, the deep pass protects, and I wonder if maybe that kind of opens up the player to the CPU to maybe make more risky throws, kind of giving you that chance, because otherwise it's really hard to get those pick sixes. Let's see how pass coverage was. Larry played well. Yeah, for some reason Mahomes is playing like a user, like all these throws over the middle being defended by safeties and middle linebackers. We did not throw in the coverage today. When we did, it was over the middle. One of them was the first pass of the game when I just hit the wrong button. So again, a really, really weak coverage team by the Chiefs. It showed. I like that the game and sliders kind of play that out. I mentioned at the beginning that their defense just is not very good. And we were able to kind of do what we wanted in this game. We got sacked a few times, just twice, both coming on blitzes. That I read, plays just took too damn long to develop. So, but BJ Ojulari Dev trait reveal time. I'm excited to see this. Hopefully he played enough downs. He should have. They threw the ball enough. All right, let's see what we got. Oops, where am I going? BJ Ojulari, the 12th pick in the draft. Out of LSU. He's had a really nice year so far as a rookie. He comes in as a star. That's okay, though. We'll take it. It's still a hell of a good draft. So, BJ Ojulari comes in as a star. We showed you the offensive guys at the start. 3rd-round pick. Osiris Torrance, who had an awesome game. I'm glad we got to highlight him before the game about the pulling guard aspect and his athleticism. You got to see it in this game a lot. If you missed those, go check the replay if you're curious how ratings matter, player scheme, all that stuff. Makes a big difference because this guy is a much, much better pulling guard than even, say, like a Jonah Jackson. And, of course, Bryce Young, superstar dev, could be on his way to winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's been really, really good so far for us. He's gotten a lot better, too. That's at least his 3rd game with 0 interceptions. It's kind of feast or famine. Like I said, he's had one where he threw 3. And, but, I mean, I love that these stats are like, these are real. I mean, this is a good rookie year. Almost too good, if anything. 82.8. And he's on the rise. So, pretty cool to kind of see that all develop there with how the sliders are working. The sliders themselves, if you're curious, they're up on Operation Sports. I forget what version we're on now, but I haven't had many big updates because they've been playing really, really well. And as I mentioned at the top, guys, I mean, your staff development plays a big role in this. Your player ratings play a role. Your team's scheme, your team's overall, your philosophy, right? Just how you're playing. Knowing your opponent. There's so many little elements to this that can make things work. And so it's more than just this game's broken or these sliders are broken or there's a lot of different things going towards those sort of, elements of the game like that. So take your time, get familiar with your franchise, your team, your game plan, things like that. It's going to matter a lot. Know your staff, know their team talent, trees, and know their development quirks, all of those different things. They all matter. They all make a big difference here in Madden. But anyway, I'm Mike Lowe. I'm on Twitter at MikeLowe47. I'm around Operation Sports Slider Forum if you have other questions. Or you can just leave a comment here and subscribe if you'd like to see more franchise videos. If you're curious about this particular franchise, there's a lot of other videos on my channel about it, the draft, off-season, kind of my do's and don'ts of the off-season, all sort of different stuff there. So take a look, and I will see you guys next time.